Hello and welcome. So I'm upstairs. I've been relegated upstairs because I've got a lot of sewing to do, and I'm actually quite liking it. I've got the big telly behind you, and I'm going to watch probably The Greatest Showman. Well, I say watch, I'm going to leave it on. So what I'm doing today is, since I've been a young lady, a kid really, whenever somebody's pregnant, and you know, friend of a friend, I've made them a blanket, a cot blanket, and I've made them a quilt for the crib. So it's about half the size of this, and fleece on the back. So yeah, it's really quite easy to do. I use jelly rolls, and what I do is I make a big jelly roll and then I cut it up. So now I've got 4 girls at the minute coming, no boys, just girls, so that's great. Got to be done though, hasn't it? Jelly rolls. So you need 2 bits of fabric. So what you do is you get your strips, you buy them, and then you find the ends. You think I'm kidding. And then you put it on a cross and you sew across there and it straightens out. Then you take the end of this and you sew the next strip on there. Okay, so you've got one long strip. Then trim it all up, because you sew, find the end, sew, so you don't take it out of the sewing machine. And then you sew the 2 long strips together, and then when you get to the end, little snip, get both ends, put them together, sew, and it's quite relaxing. And yeah, my really old machine is brilliant for it. It's a bit loud, hence why I've been relegated upstairs, but it's not restricted, so I can go as fast as I like, and I'm only going in a straight line. So I've done probably enough to do a king-size bed, but you know, I know that I've got it to do these squares. So yes, that's how you do a jelly roll. What I've got here is a cut square of jelly roll. I always bind them with white, so I'll fold that over. Yeah? When you come to a corner, if you leave a big enough loop so that you can then do a row of stitches. Like that. So you sew up there. And then what happens when you fold it out, you've got that nice V. Then when you've done that, that one's going on the floor. I've got a next. I have got a next. You see, I'm doing that many that I could, yeah, I can really sort of show you in stages and not even switch the sewing machine on. So what I've got here is I've got a square of fleece, and then I sew with the white binding onto the fleece. Yeah? Yep, that's inside out. Leaving a hole, of course. Then I turn it inside out. And I do need to take a minute just to pop these corners and give it a little shake, give it a little wiggle. Now if you were doing a bigger quilt, then obviously, yeah, you could buy a fro, because fleece off the roll is that big, so it's fine for this. But I don't think, I've tried to buy it in wider lengths. When I've made somebody a bigger one, I've bought a fro, and then you need to use some adhesive. There's some fabric adhesive and you can spray that on there. Okay, so that's folded inside out. I'm happy with it. Now I always sew from the corner, and when it comes to sewing up the hole, if you just pull it taut, it can kind of fold in on itself. It's really quite clever. And then I'd sew around the complete outside. Then I would go on the pattern and I would literally sew and then zigzag. Yeah. So it does seem like a lot of work. This one I am nearly finished. I think you can see on the back that I've got to about there. And it is just a matter of turning this quilt round. So what I'm going to do is find where I stopped. Was I sensible and stopped at an end? No, I wasn't sensible. Well, usually I stop because I run out of bobbin thread or anything else like that. And I do tend to get prepared for it, and I load up sort of 3 or 4 bobbins, and then I can just find in the end of this row, and then I would carry on, come to the end of the row, needle down, nice sharp corner, give it a turn, give it a turn. And when I go through the centre of the machine, in a big quilt, you do have to sort of roll it up so you can get through here. Yeah, so they're a great fun thing to do, and it is quite simple. I don't know if this is a very good tutorial, but it feels a bit weird not doing the sewing, but I don't know, try new things, really. Yeah, if you're a quilter, don't watch this video. No, this is not how you quilt, this is just how I quilt. So I am working through my blankets, and yes, and because they're grandbabies of friends, I'll probably never see them, so you know, but I'm sure they'll be very happy with them. Alright, it's nice to have rules to live by as far as I'm concerned, but that's just waffle. Thanks for watching.